Hi there. Thank you so much for watching my videos. And in this series of data communication and computer in networking, I'm going to cover the syllabus, different topics related to the networking and communication, data communication, where we will discuss about networking concepts, communication concepts, different models, our open system interconnection models, TCP/IP models, different protocols, standards, why we utilize them, what is the use of networking, what is the use of communication. All these things we'll cover one by one, step by step. We'll try to understand what are different concepts that we need to know. Being an engineer, studying computer communication and networking, what are different things which are important for us to know. So, before proceeding to the concept, the first part of the data communication and networking, I would like to request you to subscribe my channel and comment, discuss the things that you that we can discuss upon related to engineering concepts, and like the videos if you like it. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being part of my this channel family. So let's start with the topic of today. This session, the first topic I'm keeping for the introduction part of networking and our data communication, networking, how they are related to each other, why we study that, and what are different components of data communication. So those things I will discuss today. So this networks exist so that data may be sent from one place to another. That is a basic concept of data communication. And to understand it completely, we must understand the data communication components, how different types of data can be represented, and how we can create this data flow, how this data goes from one part to another part. This data communication and networking, they are changing the way we do business and the way we live. The advancement in technology, they are making it possible for communications link to carry more and faster signals. This advancement is making us more advanced in real life also. Yes. So data communications between two parties, it can be achieved through a process called networking, you can say. Okay. So this communication between two parties can be achieved through a process called networking, involving the connection of computers, medium, networking devices. All these things we'll see one by one. What are the terms that I have utilized? And research in data communication and networking has resulted in new technologies. One objective is to be able to exchange data like our text, our audio, video from all the points in the world. So all these things comes under this data communication networking. Um, Even the way I'm teaching to you, the video I'm utilizing, I'm making, I'm communicating my information towards you. I'm sharing my information with you. So that is also a kind of communication. The way we talk on telephones, our mobile phones, it is nothing but the communication we are making. So how this is happening, how my data is going towards to you, how I'm transmitting this data to you, how this communication happens, what this network is all about. So that is the basic form of communication. And this communication, the first thing comes up our network, computer network, and then comes our communication part, and that leads us towards the data communication and networking. So first things that we need to know is about network. So network basically it exists so that data may be sent from one place to another place, and that becomes a basic concept of your data communication. Computer network is nothing but a system of interconnected computer and peripheral devices. Okay. For example, It may connect different computers, printers, scanners, cameras. Using some hardware and software, these interconnected computing devices, they can communicate with each other. Okay, so like if you have seen now, majority of the people now utilizing our mobile phones. Yes, everyone has the mobile. So we can connect the devices through mobile, utilizing the Bluetooth technology also, or utilizing some um, data cables. So we can connect the things. So how data is transmitting from one place to another place, from one device to another device. Like you are transmitting your data from one mobile to another mobile. How you are sending your file from your mobile to your friend's mobile. Okay, so this is nothing but a network where two devices are connected with each other. Okay, and it can be wired also, it can be wireless also, but it becomes one network. Okay, so that is a computer network where things are connected with each other. Some devices, peripheral devices, are interconnected with each other. And just for the example purpose, I have told you that it may connect computers, printers, scanners, cameras. And utilizing these hardwares and software, these interconnected computing devices can communicate with each other through some defined rules. And those defined rules are made by the communication part. Okay, so in a network, these computers can exchange and share information and resources. A computer network, it can operate on wired and wireless connections. So these are some points that you have to remember. Next, very important term is when two or more networks are linked or connected, and they are able to communicate with each other by utilizing some hardware or software. That particular thing is called as an internet. So here we are talking about two or more networks. So when they are communicating with each other, that means that becomes one internet. Okay, two different networks. Now, about communication. Communication is about the transfer of information from a sender across a distance to a receiver by utilizing some medium, and that medium can be your electricity, radio waves, light, information and data in the form of information and data in the form of codes are transmitted through some physical medium like wire, cable, or even the atmosphere. Okay, so therefore, in order to make communication possible from computers across devices like telephones and radios and back to computers and even other digital devices again, there must be a signal in between. Okay, there must be a signal in between, and which converts the signals in some form of analog or digital, and again back to some digital signals or analog signals for information to move across the line. So in that way this communication occurs. We will see this thing in detail. So this was just, I wanted to give you some introduction about this thing. So for right now, what you have to remember, communication is about transfer of information from sender to receiver. How we are transmitting it, utilizing some medium, and that medium can be your electricity, your waves, light. Okay, so that is your communication part. Network is a system of different interconnected devices which can communicate with each other by utilizing some rules of data communication. That is a computer network. Okay, so networks exist so that data may be sent from one place to another place. Next thing that we have to see now, we have to know about these components, how this data communication happens. So in previous slide, in previous topic, we have seen what is networking and what is communication in simple terms. What is the meaning of them? That that's it. Okay, so here we are now moving towards data communication in detail. We will see about it and what are they, how communication happens, what are different components of communication. Okay, so this data communication is basically exchange of data between two devices. About the communication also we have seen that, and this data communication thing, uh, whenever we communicate we share some information. Yes, and this sharing can be local also or it can be remote also. So between individuals, local communication usually occurs face to face, while remote communication takes place over some distance. But anyhow, in both cases, we are exchanging the information, exchanging the data between any two devices. And how this information is being exchanged? By utilizing some form of medium, like a wire cable, that is being written over here in this slide that you can see. And but it is not mandatory that it is only the cable, it is only the wired system, it can be wireless also. So before directly moving towards the characteristics of the communication, I will tell you some more points about the data communication. So obviously the data communication and networking thing, it is changing the way we are living right now. Yes, and the development of these technologies, they brought the tremendous change for many areas: industry, science, education, business. Everything is being affected with the development in the technology in a very positive way. Yes, so technology is getting advanced day by day, and because of this advancement, it is becoming possible for us now to communicate in a much faster way. Yes, so research in this data communication has evolved to latest technologies, and the way it became possible to exchange data with text, then audio, video, from one point to another point. It is not only restricted to one area. Now all over the world we can exchange this information. Okay, so this data communication topic, that we have to see, one another term comes up with this data communication: the telecommunication, that we have utilized the wired communication through landlines, telephones, and which includes telephony, telegraphy, television. It means communication at some distance, at a distance. Okay, so here one more thing I would like to discuss with you is data. That this term will come again and again, and we'll see it again and again in our subject. So what this data basically is: data. So data is nothing but, you can say, it refers to some information presented in whatever form is agreed upon by the parties creating and utilizing that data. So that is a kind of information that we have to utilize. Great. So data communication, we are transmitting data, we are transmitting the information from one point to another point. So that is nothing but your data only we are transmitting. Now, for data communications to occur, okay, for data communications to occur, we want it to occur, that communication, the communicating devices, the devices which are communicating with each other, they must be part of the communication system, made up of hardware, like hardware means your physical, any physical equipment, and the software, okay, like your programs. And this effectiveness of data communication now depends on some four fundamental characteristics. And these four fundamental characteristics are your delivery, accuracy, timeliness, and jitter. So these terms are self-explainable: delivery, accuracy, timeliness. This term may be somewhat little bit new for you all, so that we will discuss. Now this delivery part, that means whenever we want this communication to occur, yes, like we do WhatsApp, yes, we do Facebook chats, we do some Google chats, yes. So in that we want our messages to be delivered to the correct destination. It should not be like, yeah, I'm sending the message and it is going to some third party, to some another friend, to whom I don't want it to be delivered. So obviously that becomes important part. So how this thing happens? Because through WhatsApp, what we are doing, we are selecting our friend's contact number, we are going to that WhatsApp number, then we are sending the message to that particular person, and it is going to them only. Yes, so it becomes really important when we are developing these kind of communicating devices, that delivery, the system must deliver data to the correct destination, and that means data must be received by the intended device or the user, and only by that device or user it will be utilized. Okay, so that is the delivery part of the data in the data communication. Next is your accuracy. Accuracy, that means whatever data you are sending, because right now if you will understand it, on WhatsApp we are communicating in English, but machines doesn't understand English. They understand, computers understand only 0 and 1. Yes, so that data should not be missed out. It should be accurate. It has to deliver the data accurately. Data that have been altered in during transmission, if some data has been missed out in between, that will be will be of no use. And if it will remain uncorrected, basically it will be unusable. Okay. Timeliness. Timeliness is about the system must deliver data in a timely manner. So it should not be like, it should be at a correct time. It should not be like that, okay, we are sending message right now and it is getting delivered tomorrow. We want it to be delivered on time. Yes, sometimes that network problem happens now with us in while making communication on mobile phones, and we say yes, it was a network problem, that's why some of the data has been missed out. So during our telephone calls also, mobile phone calls also, it happens that because of the bad network, it happens that your voice is not going properly to the second party. So that is called as a bad network. So you have to utilize those terms while developing these systems, that your system must deliver the data in a timely manner. Data delivered late are obviously useless. So, in case of these videos and audios, timely delivery means delivering data as they are produced in the same order that they are produced and without significant delay. This kind of delivery is also called as real time transmission, that it is being delivered on time. Okay. Last one, last term, jitter. Jitter means, if in simple terms you want to remember this characteristic of data communication, then you can remember it. It is a nothing but an uneven delay. Uneven delay. Okay. So this jitter refers to the variation in the arrival time. Variation means change, because of which delay happens. So it is an uneven delay in the delivery of audio or video packets. For example, you can say, let us assume some packets that are sent in some time, within 1 minute, you can say. In some of the packets arrive with um, some of the delay of 1 minute and others with 2 minutes delay. So uneven quality in the video will be the result. Like, if you will see, during earlier we have seen our television in earlier days, it was a thing, you can understand it in the way when audio and video are mismatching sometimes. Okay, right now though, with the development of technologies, we get to see it very less, but yes, it is there that uh, the video is going forward, but it is not matching up with the audio. So that can be your uneven delay. So it happens with audio and video packets, and that is called as a jitter. So this term, if you want to remember it properly in your mind, to memorize it, you can remember it like uneven delay, or delay also will memorize you towards the term jitter. So that is about the four fundamental characteristics, and that is also very important part of your data communication. From your exam perspective, I can say this question can come up in a direct. Okay, next thing. Now the data communication has five components. When we are communicating from sender to receiver, suppose we are two friends. This is friend one, this is friend two. Okay, I and my friend, and we have to communicate with each other. Then how we are doing that? So there are certain factors that play the role. Okay, and there are five components that play this role during this communication. This diagram is showing all those five components. Sender, let me highlight it. Our sender, message, receiver, medium through which the data is transmitting, and another one is your protocols. So one, two, three, four, five. These five components are there that we have to remember and that play the role during this data communication. So first one is our message. Message is nothing but the information that you want to send, and information is also, data is nothing but the information. Okay, so message is the information which is to be communicated between sender and the receiver. Popular forms of information can include your, it can be in the form of text, it can be in the form of numbers, pictures, audio, video, but everything is nothing but your information, your data. All these things, what terms I have utilized: text, numbers, pictures, audio, video, they all are your information, your data that you want to transmit from one point to another point. Then comes your sender. Sender is a device that sends the data message. It is self-explainable term. Sender, who is sending the message. And it can be your computer, your workstation, your telephone headset, your video camera, anything through which you are sending your data. You are sending your message. Okay. Receiver is the device that receives the message, and it can be again your computer, workstation, telephone, your television, so on. So you can say like you are communicating, you are a sender, you are communicating on WhatsApp. So the sender device, your mobile phone one, that means your mobile, and receiver is your friend's mobile. So both are mobile phones only, but they are communicating, they are want to send some message. So at one point when you are sending, you will become the sender, and when your friend is sending message, the your friend will become the sender and you will become the receiver. So that goes, who is sending the message, who is receiving the message, that depends on that. So on both sides, it can be the computer, so your workstations, your mobile phones, your telephone headsets, and your video cameras, anything. All these devices can become your sender or receiver. Message is the information. Transmission medium is a physical path through which this message travels from sender to receiver. Okay, so this transmission medium in which the message is traveling, so it is not like it will always be earlier. If you remember the landlines, okay, the message has to travel through the wires because they're connected to the wires. Now mostly it is wireless only. So through the towers it goes, through air medium it travels. Okay, so that becomes the medium, and it can be, the medium can be, I will give you some example. The wire medium can be your cables, or it can be the your radio waves through which we communicate through mobile phones. Okay, so that becomes your wireless medium. So it can be both, through wired data if it is landline, if you talk about in simple terms you want to understand, and if you are communicating through mobiles, it is wireless. So that is your medium, but something is there. It is not like it is going by own. No, some medium should be there. Without medium, that communication is not at all possible. Okay, next comes a very important part of your computer networking topic subject is the protocol. Protocol is nothing but a set of rules that govern this data communication. So on both sides, the protocols will be utilized at sender side and at the receiver side. These protocols play very crucial role in this networking and this data communication. So this protocol, it represents an agreement between the communicating devices. Without the protocol, two devices may be connected, but they can't communicate. Okay, so here this medium is like the message will travel through this medium. We have connected them through some wire. We have the message that we want to send, but now how that device will send, will understand it. Suppose I'm sending some message from my device and it goes to the receiver, but how the receiver will understand in the same form that I'm sending. That through WhatsApp we communicate in English, but machine doesn't understand English. Okay, so how that machine is delivering that message in the same form. Okay, So here, this understanding part, that two devices are understanding the message in the same form, it happens because of these protocols. So just you can understand it like a person speaking French cannot be understood by a person who speaks Japanese. Yes, a person who speaks your you can say French, they can't understand Hindi. So the languages, the understanding part at both sides should be same, and there the protocol plays its crucial role. Yes. So if the communication is not happening in same language, suppose we both are communicating, I am the sender, you are the receiver, and I am sending some message in Hindi, but you don't understand Hindi, then basically that message is waste. Yes. So that is the thing where the protocol plays a role. So that is the way I wanted. I wanted you to understand what protocol is. So this protocol is a set of rules that govern this data communication. It represents an agreement between the communicating devices. So we will see it in more form to understand it in a more proper way. So that is the introductory part of our communication, data communication. And in next class, in next session, we will see about the different forms of data representations, how this data flow happens, and earlier what were the things that were in the scenario through which data flow came into existence, and how this telephone thing, mobile phone thing changed our complete life of communication. Yes, so that's it from my side for this session, guys. And um, I really appreciate that you are watching my videos. If you are liking it, please do comment and discuss with me the things that you're finding useful. Even if some, the scope of improvement is always there for everyone, so discuss with me if you're finding some flaws. That will be very helpful for me to make the improvements from my end. So thanks for watching, subscribe my channel, like the videos, comment on it, discuss things that you want to discuss with me. So thank you so much again. I will see you in next class. Bye bye.